You don't mind. Bridge and okay. I like it. All right, thank you. We rise. And let's see. Well, set up. And now please turn toward the flag for the pledge of allegiance. Yes. In prayer or meditation, as I say, bless this food to our use and bless thy service. And now I need to get a song. Helen, are you presenting or who's presenting off? So, round of applause, please. Grand applause for Rotary Meeting. If I'm not doing that, and today, who are you manager is and 80 are hoping to sponsor him soon as a new meeting. So, welcome. Now, a couple of announcements, and I'm pulling this out because I was sent a list by Betty's Windows. First of all, good news about the pending satellite club. The first meeting has been set for August 13th at 6 p.m. at the Northampton Hotel. And everyone is invited, but more importantly, we still need names. This is this is definitely, I mean, I don't know that they've got a number of people in order to open a club, a Rotary club. Typically, you need like 20 people or 12. Okay. Not that, okay. Well, anyway, for the health of that club, we need people. And so please get your names in to.
We need a big number because it's only about 25% of the.
Well, good point. Let's see, sorry. Oh, this Saturday, we have, we're going to benefit from the proceeds of the small catering truck at the concert at City Park. However, we need 5 or more people to help out. How many people here have volunteered?
Yeah,
Well, okay, very good. My travel plans have changed. I'm not gonna be able to make it. So is there anyone who, before I actually tap someone who come, are there any volunteers who would be able to join? What is it? It is,
Hey, working out. He was to be here today.
arrive by 5:15 to help set up and receive instruction.
Oh, okay.
And the rest of the announcements, so I thought, look, there's two announcements. Are there any other announcements? Are there any roll blades, happy dollars?
Yes. I have $10. 5 because I drove for all day and night to Connecticut on Friday. Don't drive on Friday to Connecticut. It was great to meet kids, the grandkids. And then I have to drive back on Monday. All day and all night, so, happy as that happened. I only had 2 meter misses. Time I ever had 18 wheeler home storing at me. And my other 5, I'm happy to see Rick here and wish him well as he grows in this job.
Well, any other contributions for Polio Plus? Joe?
I'll put that back on to take care of helping the Rotary clubs.
Excellent, thank you. I'm going to put in $20, and I don't know if I've already announced. But the reason that I'm heading out of town this weekend is for a gender reveal of my first grandchild. They're going, point out.
Transit board 1.
No, that much we do know. Yeah, right now it's just a beautiful baby face and but very healthy. Right. Now, let's see. Yes, it's time for the draw. Get your cards out. Who's got the high card?
Ace of clubs.
Ace of clubs, ace of hearts. Anyone else?
It's a dog.
Have an ace of hearts? All right, so what do we do for a?
Diamond hearts.
No, sorry. They hearts, diamonds.
Draw.
And no Trump, no Trump. That's.
There is no article.
We take.
You. Yes.
Okay, so how do we resolve the tie? Draw a card. Okay? All right.
Joan gets to draw.
What?
Joan gets to draw, you know. Joan won.
It's not a jam. Good. Don't laugh.
He did win. She did win. All right, thank you very much. So now, unless there's anything I have forgotten, I believe it's time to move on.
Yes.
Yeah, wait a minute. Yes, we have to give the money away.
Maybe you're right, you do need to go back.
Is this Yeah, there's a hole.
Wait, you have to fix it.
You got,
Yeah. It used to be different color.
oh. Put the end on you. Yeah.
Yeah, you saw it. It's a thing.
$8, right.
You probably aren't aware, had she drawn the Queen of Hearts, she would have gotten roughly how much?
Oh, over 200.
All
We'll see when it becomes out.
right.
Some people say.
Okay.
Anyway.
Now, now, Graham, may I go on to the speaker? Okay. All right, today, Walter Childs is going to tell us about the excuse me, Northampton Social Ministry, which the company had donation to me about a month ago. We've heard bits and pieces from various people who've been there. Also, Rusty Gates is on, he's the president. He's the president, so, very good. Walter, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Rick, and all members of the board, especially for the value you see for this charity I'm about to describe to you. About 10 or 15 years ago, I was at a church service, and a gentleman stood up. Some of you may know or remember Alan Kepler.
Yeah.
He stood up at this church service and he told us about the Northampton Social Ministry. And way back then, it seemed like a good thing for me to volunteer for. So another lady in the congregation of mine became volunteers there. Northampton Social Ministry would come and meet with needy people who filed an application through the social services. We would go to the social services building and interview these needy people that were in severe straits, often about to be evicted, often about to have their electricity turned off, their propane fuel denied. And so they were coming to the Northampton Social Ministries asking for some financial assistance. What the organization does is it grants money given to not to the individual, but to the landlord or to the power company. When these people are out of fuel, out of heat, or being evicted from their homes. This organization handles about 50-some cases in a year. The maximum amount that they grant is $500. The debt money owed has got to be something that is covered entirely. We don't make a grant to the power company and have the fuel stay shut off. So either the Department of Social Services finds another agency, like the Salvation Army or something like that, to join in scaling out those people. Well, anyway, I heard about this organization, that church service, and initially I would go to the Department of Social Services like maybe once a month and interview the candidates who filed a request for this money. Alan Kepler was the president. There came a time when he asked me to be the backup check signer if ever he was away and couldn't do it. Well, ultimately, he left the area, so I automatically became the check signer. Recently, we found ourselves without a president. So I talked to Rusty Gates, and he is now the president of this secretary and treasurer, and also a vice president. And it's 5 or 6 people there is no, the money that you receive goes 100% to the needs of the candidates. No one gets a salary at all. No one even wants a salary because we can take pleasure from saving people from being evicted or shut off from their power. As you probably know, Northampton County has a significant population living below the poverty level. And without organizations like us, many of the candidates that we see would end up on the street. We don't want personally, neither does anybody who's here, want to have a tent village, people living with a grocery cart. We want to save people from being evicted and keep their homes outward and feeding needed. So in any event, I do appreciate greatly the Rotary Club giving us this $1,000 grant. That, because we have a maximum of $500, that will save 2 families from being kicked out of their home or having to live in a freezing cold winter. And so it's something that we take pleasure in when we have these successes. And as you know, sometimes I announce successes here at a meeting, and I will continue to do so. It's a very important part of keeping Northampton County without a population of homeless people. Thank you very much. Well,
If I were a recipient, how long do I have to wait before I can come back?
good question. Yes, if there is a 2-year minimum. So if you applied and you got a grant today, you couldn't come back for 2 years. And sometimes when maybe the demand is a little bit low, we think that's because there's a population of people out there waiting for the 2 years to expire. So they would then become more eligible. But that's an important thing to know, because you can't come back to see us like every month and expect a handout. Joan?
Wanted to know, you didn't say, but I think you applied, and it's about a 1C3 nonprofit organization.
That's correct, yes.
So people who get donated.
Correct, yes. Right now, we have about maybe $26,000 in bank. But if you consider the fact that it's $500 per applicant, that might last us about years. We expect the demand to go up because of the federal support funds dropping off. Oh, here's another thing to mention. When COVID came along, the in-person interviews stopped. And all the interviews were done over the telephone. The interview, the applicant makes the application to the Department of Social Services. So they do some screening at that level. And I am now a member of the committee of 5 that authorizes the payment or considers the payment as whether it's worthy to be authorized. Another feature of COVID, as you may recall, during COVID, people didn't travel very much. People stayed home, out of crowds, not wanting to catch the disease. As a result, motels began to see a drop off in business. Some of them were in very bad straits. And some of those who were charitable made their motel rooms available for people who had been diagnosed with COVID, but couldn't go home because people in their house didn't have COVID. And so we set up an account, which we now call the COVID fund, that we would actually send money to budget house or budget motel so that they could, the person who had COVID couldn't pay a bill, would have a place to live instead of going home where he might infect his family. Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, recently I met with a group of people that are trying to start a larger alliance. I'm not sure if you've heard of it, it's called Love Week. Alliance of churches to try to create this collaboration with a group like yours. So that they can help be more broadly help lead, but also have an opportunity so that nobody is just double dipping going through the churches. And so that there's an accountability on it. So I would say, you haven't heard, I think you probably should get in touch with them. They probably benefit from you guys. And also, one last thing is, when I was in Augusta, Georgia for 12 years, I ran a nonprofit that did something very similar. So, it was called City Hope Alliance. And it was exactly an alliance of nonprofits and churches in order to meet needs that were real, but also to help themselves. Because it's like, if you give them something right now, well, how do you stop it? Because then they're still dependent on coming back or going to another organization. And so we would come in and figure out, well, what is it they need? They need an opportunity to learn how to get a job. So we would teach them how to get a job, or find a network, like Job for Life, so they can get in and get a job, or whatever the problem. We were in the development side of stopping the request constantly.
Good. Well, it's interesting that you mentioned that, because the way this group got started was churches found that somebody would come knock on the door and ask for a loan or ask for cash because of XYZ problem. Then you go to another, I have this XYZ problem, and can you provide some funds? And then you go to another church. So double dipping or triple dipping is the reason this group got formed. Yes, Ken?
Would you, is it one person, the family comes from you, or is it, who makes the choice? Who makes the thing, like you might have 5 things you choose, who makes the choice?
There's usually an applicant for the entire group.
And they pick out who they think.
Yes. And we also make an effort to see if our grant is, say, if you are the applicant, and then next week your wife comes in. We're on the lookout for that.
So it's always a scam.
Yes, it's all possible. So that's why we're very careful. Yes, Graham.
I don't know, we have to give away rules to sometimes churches pay. That's exactly what would happen. To pay and people go another. And the hotel sort of after a while they knew this. And they were people, and I've got to be careful how I say it, we've got to be much out there. Well,
Churches are very much a source of our funds, because essentially we are acting on their behalf. So that if someone comes in with a need, the church can direct them to us. I do know that the Baptist church locally has their own committee. And so sometimes we work together if the need for funds exceeds our limit. Any other questions? Hearing none, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ken. An important service to you. So I think now, unless I've overlooked anything, or there's something further for me. Yes.
I seem to remember last year, about maybe a couple of weeks before all the time, and we started collecting and paper, maybe backpacks for the schools. Yeah, are we gonna do that again this year?
All the money also. School supply. Backpacks, well, there was a drive to get members to the spring presentation, but also the club, I think the board would have to okay this, but one of the last few years, the club has bought backpacks as part of that program for students. And then there's Randall, who always, Randall And we participated in that.
I
And I would,
I remember weeks like that.
yeah, I think I get paid my butt. What I like,
Yeah,
do is,
can we do that again this year?
Yeah.
Bring the board?
but you were welcome, Randall.
I know about that.
Yeah, and, but not collect ourselves.
We did last year.
Yeah, I'm not doing that this year. Unless somebody else wants to do that.
Do we have any
What I'll
volunteers?
do is, put all that stuff up to explore.
Hearing none?
Sometimes easier to give money.
I'll take money, it's all.
I like to give us money, we know what we need. Opposed to having, you know, 100 backpacks, and then.
They'll take money and we'll strive.
Joe, would you bring it to the board in August? At the very least, you should make the donation. Anything else for the good of the order? Then I believe it is time. Please rise for formation. Number 5.
Yes.
Good job. Good.